busy, being under Satan's yoke. Hey, everybody, thanks for joining Renewed Mind Breakthroughs with Ashley. Isn't it so easy to fill up our lives? And we have the best intentions. We want to, do all the things. We want to give our kids all of the experiences, have them really get to, learn, good values or, have them be well-rounded or whatever. And it's I just see some of my friends' plates are so full and they just, every minute of every day is just so scheduled and there's just so much going on. And I just really wonder, through all that, where is God in all that? Where's your time for God when your life is just so full? I get it. I try to do so much, I work full time. I do this. I got, I'm trying to build my dreams, God-given dreams. I spend a lot of time, focusing on that. But then it's God recently told me I need to take a day just for him, just for my family, and do nothing but just really spend time with God and really spend time with my family and build those good values into my children. And it's we say yes to so many things that we don't need to. And in the end, I always try to weigh everything. If I'm lying on my deathbed, if I'm standing before God, what is most important? What am I going to care about that I did in my life? There's so much of it that it doesn't matter. It's just wasting time. It's not bringing God any glory. It's not doing anything good. And, recently I just heard this sermon and it was talking about prayer versus meditation. And I think, meditation, in my mind, I think a lot of new agey kind of woo-woo stuff, just sit there and meditate. And it's oh, that's not of God. But the way it was explained, it's prayer is you talking to God, but meditation is you listening to God. How many times do we go and we pray? That's so good. But then we're just okay, we're done. And God's well, wait a second. I didn't talk to you back. I didn't answer your prayer. Isn't this a conversation? It's we just think oh, we prayed, we're good or whatever. And then you wonder why God doesn't speak to you. Well, you're not taking the time to listen. Really sit there in the silence, come expectantly before God and before the Lord and be I'm listening. What will you have me say? And sometimes he might lead you to read the word and he wants to speak to you that way, or, other things. We need to be taking that time just to be in God's presence and just expectantly wait for him to answer, to speak to us about that situation. We go to God and we're crying and we're Lord, this situation is so hard and I need your help with this and whatever. And then it's you're on to the next thing. It's well, wait a second. Give God that time. Give him that space. Be quiet. Be present in his, in his presence and just wait for him. Listen for him to speak, to reveal things to you. And he will you can't just pray and then peace out. We gotta stop being so busy and we need to take that time to just be quiet. And God already knows your request. Yes, ask him, but and then take the time to listen to what he's trying to tell you about that situation. Just some thoughts I was having. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. If you got any value from this, hit that like button. Thanks for joining.